Cool. Welcome back to episode number 6, State Without Madness. This is also one of a very important videos where people misunderstand what kind of state management they need and they mismanage state extremely well, right? So well that I have seen apps which do not have any business in being non-performant. They are stuck at times, and there are pretty good reasons. And refactoring that apps also become a problem because 90% of the times what devs are choosing is they will choose global state too early. Everything is a global state. One small state re-renders the whole application, right? It's not required, right? And AI will copy that pattern. Think about it. The only thing that matters is AI copies the patterns. If your patterns are good, AI will work very well for you, right? So, okay, how do you manage state? Multiple cases manage state, but only three answers. If you have a server state, no matter client or global, just use the query client that you have. In our case, I like React Query, so you can use React Query, right? I mean, if you don't like React Query, whatever third party API library, whatever, that becomes your state, right? If you have GraphQL, Apollo becomes your state, or there are other libraries as well, whatever. And even for instead of React Query, there is SWC and other libraries. If it's a client state and if it's a local state, that is local to maybe a small subtree or maybe a few components, right? Then you can use useState. If it's a global state, then you can only and only then, if it's a truly global state, only then you should go to Zustand or context. And believe me, this is very rare, but people do reach for Zustand or context or maybe Redux, whatever, right? Very soon when they even don't need it. Then there is another pattern where you can use URL for the state. The good thing about URL is that you survive refreshes. The state is shareable. You get a free undo, right? Think of many applications. Look at Slack, right? If you open any conversation, any tab, anything in Slack, you can do a command back or a control back arrow, and it goes back, and you can do a control or command back forward for going forward. So how is that managed? That is managed because Slack has URL based state management. Okay. So if you store things like searches, filters, which tabs are open, which modals are open, whatever of those kind of things in URL parameters, that also is a really good way to store state, right? So this is the decision tree. Walk in this order. If the state is coming from a server, use your API client. In my case, I'll use React Query. If it is in the URL format or if it can be encoded in the URL, use the URL. Best actually URLs. I love URL based state management. Then if it's just for one component, use state. If it's a subtree, again use state. Or you can lift it to the parent and pass the prop, or very rare that you can use context there. I don't like that as well, but okay, if you want to for that subtree, use context. Be very mindful. If you do that, you will have to memorize each and every component inside that context. Then if it is truly global, as I previously told you, it's very rare. You can use context for uh, read heavy states, or you can use just stand for write heavy. That's it for this episode. Let's see you in the next episode, which is about validations.